Hello, here I am today making a timepiece, a false timepiece, of course. So I have my pieces here, my black clay, my steel false clock, and some mica powders. I'll put up on the screen which ones they are, which colors they are, and they are the Pearl X brand. And that's my timepiece. I just got this off of Amazon. I'll try to find it and put the link below. It came in a package with a lot of other pieces. So I have my black clay. Of course, this is Sculpey Primo. And this is a Makin's. I can't think today. It's a Makin's texture sheet. And I'll put up there which one it is. And we'll just get started and go ahead and put it through the pasta machine. It is on a 0. Just to get it nice, I'm going to burnish it so that we can get rid of the marks from the pasta machine. Make sure you join my Facebook group. It's called Nana's Clay and Jewelry. I'll put it up on the screen. I give away free jewelry every once in a while, so you don't want to miss that. So we're just going to use this Makin's and we're going to spray some water on it for release. I sometimes like to use cornstarch too, but water works just as good and it's less messy too than cornstarch, I think. So we're just going to do the little kitty cat paws method to press it all down and get our texture going on in this clay. I have another video that's almost similar to this and what I did making some earrings. They came out wonderful, and that's what made me think of this one, just to do this again, just the same process but for a different piece of jewelry, this wonderful pendant that I'm getting ready to make. So we're just going to make sure it's burnished down into that clay really well so that I get all of the texture everywhere in this piece of clay. You see, we have a good texture going on there. Just drying it up, just a little bit of excess water that was left behind. And you want to do that because your mica powder won't stick. And you might want to let it dry for a minute if it doesn't, dry up with the pats. And we're just going to take our mica clay, any colors you want, any pattern you want, any blend you want. I never have anything in mind when I'm doing this. I just always go with the flow, and whatever happens, happens. That's the way I normally work with clay. Every once in a while, I'll get it in my mind to get a project and be precise and everything. But honestly, most of the time, I'm going with the flow, and it is what it is. Now, I do try to do what it is really neatly, but it is what it is most of the time. So we're just going to continue to take these different colors and put them down on our, what is becoming a veneer on top of our black clay. And when we get to the point where I like it, then I'm going to stop and we are going to cut out our pendant. Sometimes I will use a paintbrush just to kind of blend together. It wasn't really working on this one, but it did keep it. The paintbrush did help get rid of some of the excess mica powder that was sitting in between the textures. Not so much blended anything, but it got rid of that. Now you want to set your little timepiece, your little false timepiece inside of the cutter that you choose to make sure you have room on each side and that it really fits well. And find an area on your texture that you really, really like and go ahead and cut it out. And then we're going to take our timepiece and we are going to center it as best we can and then press it down into the clay. But the trick is to press it just into the clay where it does not come out of the back. Because it did have a little lip on it. I don't think I showed it, but it has a little lip in the back. So if yours is like that, you don't want to press it so far that that lip starts to cut out your clay. And the way that this false clock timepiece was made, it kind of gave me a bell, in it. So I just hollowed out that area where the timepiece was on the top so that I can use that as my bell area. Now I'm doing this a little bit backwards. Most people texture their back before they do, the ta-da stuff to it, but I did the ta-da stuff first and then I put it on the texture sheet to give the backing some texture because I just didn't want it to be plain. And it worked out fine. I had to do it really, really softly because I could have just messed up the whole shape of the pendant. So it was really, really softly. And this whole pendant is done on a number 0 on the pasta machine. And now it's out of the oven and you can see that those colors are absolutely beautiful on there, the way it shimmers when you twist it from side to side. Now I'm just carefully going around the timepiece to solidify it into the clay. That may be the wrong word, but to make it to stick it to the clay or to glue it down, because actually that is what resin can be used as a glue. So we're using the resin to go around it very, very carefully so that we can reinforce it and glue it down more into the pendant. And I'm just using this little light to flash cure it before I resin the rest of the piece. And I will just let you watch me resin. I like this part. It's where the beauty of everything just changes every single thing. You see how inside those little bubbles is dull, and once you cover it with the resin, it just turns into something amazing. And I had a little bit of the veneer left, so I decided to also cut out some earrings. I got these from Etsy, from Create Along, and I think they're called fans, and I absolutely love them. They're very versatile. I've only done one thing with them, and that's made earrings with them, and then you'll see how I squish together the top to make it come together. But you could leave the top, as it is, and have a double jump ring earring going on. I mean, they're very versatile. So I just cut out me some earrings just for fun. here's what I was talking about, how I try to keep them like at an angle, but make them touch in the middle, because once you touch raw clay together, once it bakes, it's together forever. So that's what I'm doing here. I'm making them touch. So here is my timepiece all resined up and looking shiny and beautiful. Look at that mica powder. Look at the shine on it and the different colors. Just love it. So I decided, instead of resining the back, I am going to use some of this Renaissance wax on it. I've used this probably one time when I first started doing with clay, and I didn't like it because it smells kind of strongly. But once you put Renaissance wax on a piece, it shines it and it protects it forever. They use this in really, they use this in museums on very expensive items to preserve it. So that's just how good this stuff is. And see, it's all shined up without using resin or anything, or making the piece even thicker than what it was if you put more resin on it. So I am done with that, and we are going to use this little bell here and put it onto the pendant. I'm not going to put any necklace or any chain on it or anything. I'm just strictly making the pendant. I'm going to put it in my stash and one day come back to it and maybe make it into a necklace and put it on my Etsy shop. And there it is with the bell. I think it's very interesting. Let me know what you think in the comments about that. All right, so let's do our earrings. I just wanted to try something different. With these earrings, the most I've ever done is the closed part. I'll put a jump ring there and I'll try to dangle a rhinestone off of it or something like that. But this time I decided to kind of resin a piece onto it in order to give it some kind of flair. So I found these little hearts, and I am, as you see, putting some resin in them, and then I'm going to put it on top and I'm going to flash cure it in order to make it hold. And there it is. It's really cute. And there are both pair. And this next pair, I just figured I just would just put some resin on them and try to figure out, you know, what I can do with the tops of those so that they would be different. So I found some little silver connectors in my stash, and I thought that they would go perfectly just to have a whole different look on the same fan earring. So I found also a crystal, a square crystal, and put it on there also. It's kind of cute, kind of cute. So there it is, my fox clock pendant and two pair of beautiful earrings, just made with black Sculpey Primo clay, and resin, and Pearl X micropowder. Really simple. Thank you for watching. Let me know what you think in the comments about this project. Love ya. Bye-bye.